Hi everybody, wanted to show what I've got done here so far for my thermostat. So this is going to be eventually a web-enabled thermostat, and it is, I guess, technically web-enabled now, but just not a lot of features. So I've got my Raspberry Pi and a temperature sensor, and then my relay board. And up here on the Raspberry Pi, this is the script I've been working on that basically regulates the temperature using the sensor and some other math and so on. This will all be open source once I'm done. And then back here, I've actually got my web page. This is really basic right now. There's only two settings on it. I've got the Pancake server for Pi running on this machine, and instead of installing an SQL server, I decided that I would just write everything I needed to a text file. It's really quick and simple and not a lot of overhead. So these two settings, basically I've got home and away. So the home setting sets my home temperature to 19.5 degrees Celsius, and then the away temperature sets it to 15, so it'll reduce it while we're out of the house. So what I'm going to do is set it to home temperature 19.5 degrees. It says the temperature has been updated, which is perfect. And so what happens is when you submit that, it actually writes it to a thermostat.txt file with the temperature that I want. Now over here, I'll start the Python script, and you can ignore the errors there. So it said, okay, current temperature 16.5 degrees. The wobble temperature is basically me rounding up or rounding down by half a degree, so that when the temperature actually drops below the threshold just a little bit, it'll give it some leeway. So, you know, if I want it set to 19.5 and it actually drops to 19.45 degrees or whatever, then it won't kick the furnace on automatically. It'll let it drop a little bit more, so that there's, you know, not a lot of extra work going on with the furnace. So that's the wobble, and then the set temperature was the one that I set from the web page itself. So that is set to 19.5 degrees. So because the temperature down here is 16.5 and the set temperature is 19.5, it turns the furnace on, and of course you can see the relay board has the relay number 1 as in the on position. So now, what I want to do, I'm going to try and heat this up with my fingers. I've got my fingers on the temperature sensor right now. So no, I'm still a little too cool for that. So every minute, right now I've got this set so that every minute the furnace is on running, it will come back and check to see what the temperature is and whether or not it should keep running. Obviously, we don't want to keep running and running and running. I run on oil, and it can be pretty expensive during the winter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click away. Now, when I click away, it's going to set the temperature to 15 degrees. So what we should notice here in the next, within the next minute is the current temperature should be about the same. The wobble temperature will round up or round down depending on that temperature, and then the set temperature should be 15 degrees, and hopefully the furnace will turn off, which is what it's built to do. And then the relay should shut off, so we'll give it a few seconds, see what happens. So current temperature 16.625, the wobble has rounded it to 16.5 degrees. The set temperature is 15 degrees, so the furnace is off. Down here, sure enough, it is off, which is exactly what we want. So I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. Right now, the web interface is working to control the relay board through the GPIO. So pretty exciting stuff. We'll see you later.